too much water. So we... Be quiet. Be quiet. I'll go over here.
It blew all over. Look.
I don't know. It might have been recording. Nope. Lexi!
Yes. First day with camera.
So we had some rain last night. We've needed some rain, but it rained in the windows because we haven't got the windows on yet. That's what we're trying to do, but we're not there yet. So we got a whole bunch of water over there. We got a little bit of water there. We got a little bit of water here and there. Anywhere there's an open window, we got water. And we got water downstairs because it ran through the floor into downstairs. Oops, come back down. There you go. So that's what we're working on today, is trying to get the windows framed so that we can get our liquid flashing on, so that we can get our windows in. Because the plastic that we did have up on several of the windows finally started ripping, and we took it all down last weekend. So we knew we needed to do it to get to the windows, but it also was keeping out more rain than we thought. So we're trying to get the windows in. So, okay, talk to you later. So as we started in the last video, we're continuing to build up the window frames where we're going to actually install the windows, so we have the space for the blinds and for the side blockouts. So we're using polyurethane foam glue to glue the two pieces of 1/2-inch plywood together. So we have 2 sheets of 1/2-inch plywood and 2 2x4s to get our total of 4 inches. We're gluing all of those pieces together. In this case, we already have the 2x4 screwed to the top foam, and then we built this as a unit, glued and screwed together, and then we take 4-inch screws and stick that to the 2x4 that's already there. We try to get the good edge to the outside because that's the edge that's going to be waterproofed and also catch the flange of the window. And so we want it to seal. We want the sill to seal well. So we want it to seal well against the windows. So that's why we're turning this one around, to get the good edge to the outside.
Somebody screwed that up, didn't they?
There, I'm just getting it flush.
Now I do.
There were a couple places that weren't quite flush when I got ready to waterproof, and made it a lot harder to get that smoothed in and looking decent, and get really thick spots and really thin spots if it wasn't smooth. Even the little curves in the edge of the 2x4s where they plane them, even that, ate a lot of that waterproofing. Say the lumber that we got this time was not the greatest at all. Trying to find straight boards that at least had 2 good edges so that we can stick them to the outside and get it to seal. Sometimes it was a struggle.
I need to go back over the house because I was.
Spectacular.
I have my own classes. And I need to check off the back of the new back.
Here I'm marking the outside, and then also marking which side I want to go up.
And up. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. You want to grab this one? What?
Do the 5-footer?
Oh shit. Yeah, let's do the other 6. My office.
All right, so here I am marking where the little plastic straps are inside the fox buck. And then I'll go out and I'll pre-drill these. So we found out that the cross members of the fox buck there we go, were not strong enough to suck the heads of the screws down in and kind of countersink themselves. So what we ended up having to do was drill them to countersink them, and then be very careful when we actually set the screws so that it didn't strip them out. So here I'm just transferring it from the narrow edge to the flat edge so that I can come back and actually have a straight line that matches up perfectly with that plastic, well, close to perfect, with the plastic piece in the fox buck. Nice thing about these pick drive pencils is that they have the sharpener in the tip of the case. So the case stays in your tool belt, or in this case my apron, and you just pull the pencil out and then stick it back in. But the end of the case is a sharpener, so it's really nice. You can keep your lead precise. Now these are not just centered on that board or even symmetrical on the board. One is closer to the edge than the other. I want it as far out to the edge as I can get it within reason, so that it puts as much pressure to keep that board from twisting as possible. But at the same time, I have to be far enough in from that outside edge so that I miss that flange that is, in that outside edge. I got to be inside of that. Otherwise, I'd just be drilling into styrofoam. Wouldn't catch anything. And I just realized that I did it backwards. I have the wrong.
Did it again.
It wasn't the first time that I got it backwards.
Why I have such a hard time with this one.
So now I am retransposing my marks. Then we'll drill. Okay, now we can drill.
See where I set the drill?
Yep.
When you can't find it? Or when I can't find it?
I know how this works.
Where'd I set the drill?
Alright, so again, we're gluing it with the great stuff, polyurethane. I think that's actually called subfloor adhesive, but it's just polyurethane foam glue. It's very similar to Gorilla Glue. There's that bad piece that I'm putting to the inside and to the top, so that you won't even see it when it gets done. That board isn't too warped or bowed. It should lay in there pretty good. So we just barely hit it with that impact, and it is seating into that plastic, and it will hold. But if you go too far, it just strips out.
I'm sorry? No, do I have 2 good edges? Then put those to the outside. Both of the good edges to the outside. Yeah. Because the inside's trim, remember? No, I haven't. Not on that.
So we put a lot of screws in these. Ran out of screws trying to put them all in, but these are also holding the windows in. So I figured better safe than sorry. That's pretty much how everything in this house went.